start by asking one question. What does excellence mean to you? For me, ever since I was in primary school, I believed that excellence was getting good grades. I remembered when I was in high school, the ranking of the whole school would be pasted on a board and everyone would flock that board to look at the rankings. Everyone will usually look at two things. Number one, their own ranking, and number two, the top 10 of the ranking. So those who are in the top 10, that is what I perceived as excellence. This obsession with grades and the number of A's continued and even got worse during every major exam period. Because at this point, my grades will no longer affect my position in the ranking in the school, but it will affect the opportunities that are presented to me post-exams. If I don't get straight A's in UPSR, I won't be able to enter boarding school. If I don't get straight A's in my PMR, I won't be able to go into the best science stream class in Form 4. If I don't get a good result in SPM, that is much even worse. I won't be able to go into good universities and secure scholarships. This constant anxiety was suffocating, and looking back, I realized that I find my self-worth to the only definition of excellence that I know of, which is my academic grade. This thought pattern is not unique to me. This focus of grades and academic excellence is further reinforced by our society. I'm sure a lot of us here could relate to getting so nervous by the questions by our aunties or uncles, our neighbors, every time there are major examination results announcement. Everyone would want to know your grades. So from primary school, throughout my university years, grade is my definition of excellence. In this, I also had an equality mindset to academic achievement. I believed that everyone had a chance to succeed. We were all given the same opportunities, same resources, same teachers. So as long as someone worked hard, one could theoretically achieve academic excellence. All this changed when I was a Teach for Malaysia Fellow teaching a public school in Klang. That's where I met this amazing 13-year-old student whom, for the purpose of this talk and for privacy reasons, let's call her Anna. So to give a little bit of background of Anna, she was a hardworking student and always the first to offer help to everyone. She was not at the top of the class, but she was certainly smart. Just not in the usual traditional definition of smart. She was independent, creative, and determined. So I grew close to Anna as a teacher advisor of one of the clubs Anna was in. When we needed to fundraise for one of our programs and I was desperate for funds, Anna suggested the idea of selling cupcakes. And all by herself, she found a vendor, negotiated for a discounted price, and even found us a loyal group of customers. From all of her effort, in just 3 weeks, we managed to fundraise 4,000 ringgit for our program. She continued to amaze me when she volunteered to play piano during our open day performance. And guess what? She has never played an actual piano in her life. She has only played the piano on a smartphone app. But with determination and grit, she challenged herself to learn how to play the piano just by watching YouTube videos and most of the time practice playing piano on a paper, where she drew all the keys on a piece of paper and practiced her hand movement there. So, as predicted, on the day of the performance, she aced it. I'm not surprised that she aced it, but what made me so proud on that day was knowing just how much effort that she has put into for that performance. Through various conversations with Anna, I discovered that she came from a broken family and that she had been chased out from her house multiple times, which resulted to her, a 13-year-old girl, barely a woman, to take her own initiative to work at the local supermarket to get enough money to sustain herself. Her work experience had equipped her with the skills that enable her to manage the fundraiser successfully. Meeting Anna made me question my own belief that, number one, academic achievement is the marker of excellence, and number two, that everyone had a fair opportunity to achieve said academic excellence. It made me reflect on my privileges that helped me to attain the education that I have. It made me think, if Anna had a conducive, loving home environment to study, if she had not needed to work part-time, if she had the same level playing field that other children have, then what other amazing things, academic and otherwise, could Anna have accomplished by such a young age? It made me realize that academic performance is not the only indicator that could reflect a person's true excellence. People are multifaceted and can have many different strengths than that. And number two, everyone does not has a level playing field to begin with. People are presented with different opportunities throughout their life. Structural injustices distort success, and it is unfair to victimize people for something out of their control. It pained me to think that in order for Anna to move forward to tertiary education, to get scholarship, and to enter quality universities, her academic achievement would be the main consideration. How is she supposed to compete with those who are presented with a lot of opportunities to be better academically and even had the time to do better in extracurricular? This story of Anna, unfortunately, is not a rare one. According to the stats by Malaysia Economic Monitor in 2013, only 5% of young adults from the bottom 40% income group of Malaysia have earned a bachelor's degree, compared to 40% of their peers from the top quintile. Yet, quality higher education remains an important pathway to lift B40 students out of poverty. If we continue making academic achievement as the marker of excellence, and without taking into account the other strengths and opportunities presented to these students, this socio-economic inequality problem will persist and further leave those underrepresented behind. This situation, unfortunately, will not just affect an individual. This vicious cycle could continue for generations if no one is doing anything to fix this systemic inequity. Acknowledging this issue, I decided to leave teaching to work with Yayasan Tunku Abdul Rahman, or better known as YTAR. So YTAR aims to empower young Malaysians, especially those from B40 communities, to achieve their aspirations through the Closing the Gap program and Tunku Abdul Rahman Scholarship, or better known as BTAR. So through workshops and mentorship program, Closing the Gap scholars who are Form 5 students from B40 communities are equipped with the knowledge, skills, mindsets to make informed decisions about their tertiary education pathways and experience. Whereas the Tunku Abdul Rahman Scholarship recipients undergo a 2-year leadership development program to upskill themselves as young leaders who make a positive impact in their communities now and in the future. Even how we recruit for the BTAR scholarship is unique. Our selection process looks at each applicant holistically, recognizing their potential beyond academic performance and their active curricular involvement. We take into account their individual experiences, recognizing that grit and values play important roles in defining excellence too. Take Razman for example. So he is from Kinabatangan, Sabah. Razman grew up in a big family of 9, and being the first in the family to pursue higher education, the pathway to excel in the university is not easy. It got worse by COVID and online learning. He didn't have laptops or any stable internet connections, so Razman did everything by phone, whether it was participating in all the classes, or even completing the assignments, or even doing his exams. After Razman's father fell ill, Razman became the main breadwinner of the family by working odd jobs as a construction crew and a dishwasher on weekends to sustain his family's livelihood and also to sustain his university expenses. When Razman was applying for the scholarship from us, his GPA was 2.80. But we were impressed by his commitment to change his life trajectory, and we were impressed by his determination to excel in other areas of life. We recognized that he would be able to do so much more if he was unshackled by financial worries. I still remember that on the second day of receiving the scholarship, Razman was so excited and texted me to inform me that he bought a laptop using the scholarship allowance. In just a year, Razman flourished. Razman managed to raise his GPA from 2.0 to 3.44. He became president in his University Student Council, and he is currently actively involved in Kota Kita Sabah, a community-led urban planning initiative which aims to create an inclusive and walkable city. This story of Razman shows that there are many sides to a person's character and many pathways towards excellence. It also tells us that when we level the playing field, for those who are not as privileged, they are able to achieve excellence that not only includes academics, but beyond that too. I could tell you to do a lot of things. Volunteer at the local NGO, to read more about this issue, or to start having conversations with people about this. All of these are valid methods in order to fight this structural injustice. But for now, try to think, how many times in your life have you put the definition of excellence to your grades? Or to any other single marker of excellence? I would like to invite you to redefine excellence and try to define it holistically without limiting it to just one single definition. Now, try to apply that to your perception of others. What more you can see to this person beyond their academic results, or even beyond how eloquent and good their English are? What values does this person have? What are the challenges that they went through to be the person that they are today? Were they presented with the same opportunities as you? And how has this shaped or not shaped who they are today? There are a lot of things to learn and unlearn about what we perceive as excellence. It has been ingrained to all of us for so long, it will be hard to unlearn this. But until we see ourselves and each other in kinder lens, looking beyond a single characteristic to define excellence to us, only then we can do our part in redefining excellence for the systems that we currently live in.